Hey everybody, my name's Colt, and today I'm going to be showing you how to take apart, clean, and put back together a carburetor. There are many things that have carburetors, older boat motors, older cars, trucks, four-wheelers, lawnmowers, and really about any small engine is going to have a carburetor. The main thing you're going to need to do this is carburetor. This is a carburetor off of my boat motor, and obviously I couldn't take my boat motor and bring it inside, so I went ahead and took the carburetor off of it. In order to take the carburetor off of the boat motor, first you have to remove the linkage, which is right here. You have to remove the fuel line, which goes here. And there are also two studs that hold the carburetor on, which go here. And there's a bolt on each one of those that you have to remove. Tools you're going to need to do this is an assortment of screwdrivers, some larger flatheads, some smaller flatheads, and a Phillips to take the screws out of the bottom of it. Now, as far as cleaning it goes, you will need brake cleaner, carburetor cleaner, or starting fluid works good. Most cans come with a spout to put on there like that. Instead of using my screwdriver, I'm going to use my impact drill to take the bottom screws out to remove the bowl. Alright, once you remove the bowl, you can take the screws out of it and set them to the side. Now, while you're removing the bowl, you need to be careful not to tear this gasket, because if you tear the gasket, you'll have to buy another one. What you need to start out by doing is, in the bottom of the bowl, there may be trash, debris, or anything else that may clog the jets. In order to clean that, you take your parts cleaner, you spray in there to clean everything out. Now, if it's got a lot of trash and gunk built up, you may have to take a small wire brush and scrub the inside of it in order to get more trash out of it. Now, if it comes to that, you scrub it, you'll hit it again with the parts cleaner. At that point, you're done with that for right now. What you need to do next is you can take your small screwdriver and push this pin back so you can remove the float and the needle valve. Now, when you remove this, there's a lot of small parts. You need to set them where you won't lose them. And what I find the best way to help me is to put everything in the order that it goes back in. So once you get your float and your needle valve out, what you'll want to do is grab your big flathead and you will take your main jet out. Your main jet is for when you have the engine under throttle and it's not idling. That's where the majority of your fuel goes through. Once you get that out, it's got a small hole in it, and if you hold it up to the light, you can see through the hole. If there's trash in it, all you have to do is take your parts cleaner, stick it down in there, and spray it, and typically that'll get out what you need. You set that to the side. Now, where the main jet goes, you can take your parts cleaner again, put some parts cleaner in there just to clean it out. At that point, you can take the top half of your bowl, put more parts cleaner on it, just like that. And just like the bottom half of the bowl, if there's a lot of gunk, residue, built up trash, you can take a wire brush, clean it, and reapply your parts cleaner. At that point, you can reinstall your main jet. As such, take your screwdriver, and in most carburetors, the jets are brass, so you don't want to put them too tight. Just snug them up good where they won't back out. At that point, you can reassemble the top half of it. So you've got your main jet back in. At that point, you have to put your needle valve back on your float, as such. Set it down right there. At this point, you can reinstall your pin that holds the float. Just like that. And you can set it to the side. At this point, you're going to return to the bottom half of the carburetor, which is referred to as the bolt. And you're going to remove this bolt right here, which covers the low speed jet, which is used for the idle. At that point, you'll take your parts cleaner, put it into the jet, and shoot some through. If it is clogged up, they sell, they're called tip cleaners, and you can take and run through the jet to remove trash and debris. At that point, you can reinstall your cover here, snug it up, don't want anything too tight, and you can start to reassemble the second half of your carburetor. So you set the bowl on, you install your screws, and you don't want to go too tight with this because you will rip that gasket. And if you rip the gasket, you'll have to replace it. At that point, if I had the boat motor here, you would put it back on, tighten your two bolts where the studs go, attach your fuel line, and attach your throttle linkage back. I think this is a very important skill that a lot of people don't think that they can do. And I feel like if a lot of people learned it, it may help in certain situations, whether it be saving money, getting you out of a tight spot, or just giving you the satisfaction of knowing you fixed something yourself. Thank you for your time. I hope y'all have a good one.